It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast. With Steve.
Usually they make Josh Reed do this. You know Josh, and then you inevitably get the stone stare.
Or maybe say like man, I really readed this one this week.
Because he's an idiot.
Apologies to Josh.
No offense.
No offense at all.
And Kyle.
Arnie and Sons Black Cast Bourbon Tea already got it, Steve.
All right. In a 20 sachets?
This is among the rudest things we've ever done. Ever. I'm not doing this. I'm not looking up how much somebody spent on a gift to send to us to determine if we could throw it away while we're recording.
Now, here they are, two guys who are living in style, Steve and Kyle.
Oh boy, this is a unique one. We're turning and burning today. Normally these episodes
they percolate.
They percolate for a couple of days before the grand release, but I'm planning on getting this one out today so we can actually have it out on the day that we always promise.
Just 12 to 13 hours later.
Just 12 hours late. That's okay.
I
don't say anything that needs to be edited in any way.
Right. The one gratuitous time every week that we call someone a shithead.
Ah, Jesus.
Or a real idiot.
Okay, 158. Gotta mark that. 159. Gotta mark that.
We're going to cut that this week.
Right.
We're not going to do it.
Uh-huh. Well, I guess you'll be hearing this on Wednesday.
I don't want to be too far removed. And again, we don't even have time to dissect what I want to dissect through that introduction because we're on a tight schedule.
Yeah.
And because we're recording on such an asinine day.
This is, by the way, it is Tuesday, May 10th, 2022, the year of our Lord, the Steve and Kyle podcast. Normally this would have been recorded on Saturday or Sunday a couple days ago. Just didn't work out. You were away. What the hell was I doing? I was away for a couple of days.
Even our contingency plans weren't contingent enough.
Our contingency plans, in hindsight, were terrible because our contingency number one was we'll record on Sunday, Mother's Day. Yeah. Contingency number two was we'll record on Monday, your anniversary.
Sure.
So in hindsight, we're real stupid.
Well, this is partially on me. We don't do a very good job of planning when we are going to record, but there I was thinking Wednesday night would in fact be fine, which was our initial plan.
That's right.
Until I remembered, and it wasn't remembered, it happened the week before, I had to go in for some additional training at work in the office.
Into the office.
And that is not nearby, so I wouldn't have been able to be here until some stupid time of night, and then I would not have been able to see Reed at all that night. It was a situation that was not going to work. Mm-hmm. And then you traveling to the far ends of the globe with the side gig monkeys.
Near and far.
And then coming back and then
jet
having
lag,
Mother's Day.
Massive amounts of jet lag.
Yes. So that is, I'm willing to take the proper amount of burden for this.
Look.
This week, coming out 12 to 14 hours later, or 24 hours later if Steve can locate those curse words that snuck in.
I think we can all agree that there was nearly no uproar when the podcast was not released this morning like it normally is.
Yeah.
But before we go any further, I think we have to address the elephant in the room.
Oh, God.
Maybe I should refer to it as the elephant dung in the room because it smells so bad in here.
Listen, and this is coming from you, a man who indulges himself in the tea game.
Yeah.
So this is what I imagine it smells all the time. And honestly, to me, it doesn't smell substantially worse than it did 1 week ago, when or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, you forced that horrid excuse for a beverage down my gullet.
Okay. I thought that your review was that it wasn't the worst thing you ever had.
I believe I described it as I would drink it if Al Qaeda said that's the only thing that was left.
Look, as a man who is entrenched in rating things in an easily decipherable manner, very easily sorted in a spreadsheet, I'm going to need you to work on your reviews a little bit.
Yeah, I will get better. But it's weird because that is now the baseline. Because today we endeavor into my second foray into tea o'clock. And tea o'clock comes at a different time today than it has in the past. Are you accustomed to a tea o'clock happening at this time of night?
No, not usually. But by the way, what time is it?
It's tea o'clock somewhere.
That's right, of course. Okay, so in this example, we are sampling from our friend Jeff. Harney and Sons Fine Teas present Black Cask Bourbon. It's a smoky black tea with vanilla and caramel. Caramel or caramel? You probably say caramel, don't you?
I feel like when I was younger, I would have said caramel the same way I would say pop. And then I grew up and I started calling it soda. I don't know if I would say caramel.
Because that's how it's...
That's how it's spelled and supposed to be pronounced.
But I think
that is an age-old question. I mean, you and I have deciphered these, though, before, and we're very judgmental about people with Oregon and Oregon.
Oregon.
If you call it Oregon, you're a simpleton. And Nevada. It's Nevada.
Boy, I'm not sure.
So I believe you and I can be declared the arbiters of the proper way, and I am willing to make that distinction and save ourselves that syllable and go with caramel.
I don't like it. I got to be honest. I don't like it because the candy bar, it's not called a Carmelo.
No, it's not. It's called a caramello.
Caramello, yeah.
But it is a marshmallow. But that you wouldn't call the marshmallow a marshmallow.
That's also a completely different word. A truck is called a truck. It's not a truck.
Ooh. You're onto something.
Okay, so before we dig into this, I'm going to pop this canister lid off.
We don't need to do that again.
Bury your nose deep in there. Just give it a good... Okay.
I don't know if it's worse than the one time you subjected me to this when I smelled the English breakfast tea a couple of weeks ago.
I like to feel like the EBT is a lot less offensive.
I think you are too deep in.
Too into it. Okay.
So you're used to that.
Right. I have to bail out then.
That the EBT to me legitimately smelled like compost. Okay. This, God, I'm not. Hits you in the back.
Let me hit that. Oh.
This smells closer to some foul manure.
Yeah, it kind of smells like. I mean, definitely the fall, definitely autumn time of year. I'm feeling like we're on a farm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's a farm where the animals aren't healthy.
Like
those steers are subject to, what was the big cow one? Isn't it hand, foot, and mouth? No, that's humans.
Yeah, foot and mouth.
Foot and mouth disease, but it's everywhere. It's it's not just secluded to their feet and mouth. It's everywhere.
Okay, so it's not a farm as much as it is a sanctuary for like the three-legged cow.
Right.
The no-legged ostrich.
Yeah, and they wipe themselves out once a year again with an invasion of foot and mouth disease.
Yeah.
Or whatever other idiot diseases animals can get that normal people can't.
Mm-hmm. All right, so are we just going to do this? I think that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess.
I think Jeff has waited long enough.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
Oh, can't be said enough. Thank you, Jeff. This is just
it's tea o'clock.
Just a lovely, absolutely lovely.
Could you grab a photo that we can maybe post and show our joy?
Absolutely.
For Jeff as a thank you
for
sending us just a delightful gift. God,
let's see.
It smells like a fair. It smells like a county fair, Steve. That's the only description.
So, because see, when I think county fair, I think elephant ears.
Right, but this is when you're going to the 4-H part with all the weird kids.
So down at the end.
Yes, the weirdos who are tromping around in boots and, going to jump on their ponies and go jump through a barrel or a rope. I don't know, whatever those 4-H kids do.
Yeah, on their ponies. They jump right through a barrel.
And then over a rope.
Yes. Yeah, that's
I'm not gonna. That's mean. I'm not gonna say are all 4-H kids weird,
right? Because we just know that they are.
You get the idea.
Pretty sure my wife was a 4-H kid.
Was she? Just shoot her a text while we're about to dip into this tea before it gets lukewarm. And I can only assume lukewarm tea is
maybe I'm
drivel of the tea world, right?
Let's see. Were you a 4-H kid?
Do you look down on lukewarm tea? Does it have to be steaming hot?
Oh, this is still going to be piping hot.
Okay.
It's 15 minutes, but it's still...
So
look,
there's
I think we just got to do it.
The iced coffee trend is a big thing, Steve.
Yeah.
Is the iced tea trend outside of a Brisk or a Lipton that you buy in the store? Is that a thing? Like if you drop some cubes in here and came back in 10 minutes,
by the way,
drank the water down leaves.
We definitely should take the tea bag out of it.
Oh, you're supposed to?
Well, you don't want to leave it in there too long.
Well, we have this gift here. Do we just want to set it on top of the box for now? Just remind me to do something with those before we open that gift.
Okay. Ooh.
So does that mean all of the good leaf juice has been wrung out of it now, or?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out. So, well.
God, I really hope you wish you forgot this.
Bottoms up.
It smells so bad. No, that's not it. Oh.
Mine actually had something floating in it.
Oh, God.
That, you know, the one thing I'll say about it, as advertised, smells exactly, or tastes exactly like it smells. Why did I do that? Why did I have a second sip? And I'm a teaman.
You're a teasman, and I'm not. So I'm comforted in knowing that I'm not the only person tasting this right now and saying it's really, really bad.
It's not good.
I'm gonna be generous. I'm gonna be really nice here, though, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take one more sip.
Okay. By the way, thank you, Jeff. Can't be said enough.
Please bear with me while I
mean, that little canister is going to be great for holding my loose change, like screws and stuff.
That did not get better.
Okay.
I brought some, oh, God.
You want to get some honey?
That's not salvation, Steve. There is none.
Okay. Well, there you have it. The latest taste test.
Go ahead and send your tea. Anything you'd like to have taste tested by a teasman himself, Steve, and a tea novice, me, where I can promise you my reviews are going to be similar in every aspect. Not very good.
Completely unrelated. We have some tea to give away.
Boy, oh boy, is it giveaway day here on the podcast, Steve. And you're right. We are starting off with Harney tea.
You know, it could be anything.
It's mystery tea. Coming your way. Send your name in. We'll slip a paper. We'll draw names out of a hat. Sometime very soon. The same day we choose the winner of Steve's Tools.
So do we get to the smaller elephant in the room, and that is the lack of tabletop space here.
Yeah, let's get to this so I can clear out some elbow room. Let me dump these bags of leaves
drop them back in
my mug there.
While you're doing that.
Hey folks, viewer mail time again. Oh, here's one from Sally, age 14. Dear Pig.
I think I'm probably going to have to go get a
No.
towel.
Okay. That's pretty soaked in. Steve. I think we're good.
Are we good?
I think we're good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's drying. This right here is a big package.
Oh, boy, I'm excited about this.
Should I open the envelope first?
Yeah, go with the small one.
Let's go to the envelope first.
Go with the envelope. I believe that's from our friend Zeke.
That is our friend Zeke, who was generous enough to carry the fathead at the Portland, Maine show.
Except he didn't, because it didn't arrive in time.
No fault of Zeke's own. I'm not willing to say it's any fault of Jeff's.
I don't think so.
I'm willing to say that this was a timing issue that simply did not pan out.
How did he send it?
I have, the world may never know.
What was it? Do you have a
The world may never know.
Was it your heroes?
Steve, I mean, I don't know why I'd have those details. I'm just a simple man on the outside watching my face get broadcast at these live shows for a radio program that's on terrestrial radio.
Or just chase the radio show around by the coattails.
It is, though.
Just hours after we were there. I like to think that even though Zeke didn't get it until after we were there, he still drove by the venue.
Yeah, at least. And
waved
angrily shook it at the marquee. It should make it, though. If you're going to be at the Harris, Michigan, that's in the Upper Peninsula.
That's funny you mentioned that, Kyle.
This Friday, the Fathead should be there. It is. We are doing this on a really tight turnaround.
Yeah.
And the shipping notification that our good friend Zeke sent me says it should be there Thursday evening for the Friday morning live show. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Our good friend Mark Calhoun is going to be up there waving that thing, wearing also, some Steve and Kyle merch.
Okay.
He's going to be in attendance, so please keep your eyes peeled for that. If you're at the Harris show, go say hello to our friend Mark Calhoun.
I've never been more nervous as I am right now about that Harris show.
And that right there is a tease.
Should I reveal why I'm nervous about this?
After we're done with viewer mail time.
Yeah,
I mean, we got two presents here.
Sorry.
And you think I want to, care about the narcissistic monkeys? Because the Four Seasons isn't going to be ready?
I've just received an update.
Is the Lakeside Villa not going to be filled to the brim with Molson?
That is one of our demands. Lakeside Villa filled with Molson. Okay, what do we got here from our friend Zeke? By the way, when Zeke first started interacting with us on Twitter, I thought for sure his name was made up because his name is Ezekiel, which in and of itself not that uncommon. I mean,
it's not
going to be in the top.
Yes.
It's not going to be in the top 10%, but it's a biblical name that everybody's heard before, Ezekiel. But his last name is Lord.
Yeah,
I mean,
really leaning into it.
Yeah, so expectations are high of you, Zeke, I'm sure your parents thought so too. They're like, he could be like the second coming.
Should we get him on as our religious expert, just based on name alone?
Maybe we'll talk about that
on the turnaround.
Yeah.
To my favorite Codpast. I still don't know why I like your Codpast, but I do. And that right there is a ringing endorsement. Here is a sticker from my favorite place, Saddleback Ski Area right here in Maine.
I like it. I like the sound of it.
And my contribution to the Codpast Fund. Let me see if there's an extra thing in there.
Huh.
Maybe it's in here.
Seems like I feel like a mafia guy saying, your envelope's a little light.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to be needy, but unless I'm missing something.
We got
check for $50 to $100 missing. Yeah. Steve, this is the Saddleback in Maine.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I like that sleek design.
Yeah, is that a
simplistic?
Rangeley, Maine? Rangeley? Probably Rangeley. I would think Rangeley because mountain range. Yeah. In hindsight, I sound like an idiot calling it Rangeley.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know what the difference is there. Maybe you need one less E or one extra W to make it Rangeley. But Rangeley is probably what we're going to defer to in referring to this.
You know something? I'm leaning in. It's Rangeley.
Is this one of those stickers that's going to be backward, though?
No. It's transfer.
Got it. Yep. Okay. As we add it to the sticker wall, as it grows, and as always, the P.O. Box address is in the notes of this podcast, or you can send us a DM or message on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We can get you that address quickly. If you would like to contribute to the sticker wall, as we like to branch out and see, it does not have to be directly show related. Obviously, we enjoy those, but anything personal to you or personal to the area you're listening in are also very welcome on the sticker wall, as we have something from now Benson, North Carolina, Saddleback Ski Area in Rangeley or Rangeley, Maine.
Yeah, that one's it's not transfer tape's not peeling off as well as I'd hoped. So
as well as some references to Stephen King's Rock Station, some sharks, a lot of things going on there on the sticker wall that we'd love to add to. So please send those in from wherever you're listening if you have anything that's very personal to you that you want to add to the sticker wall. Thank you.
Was there really nothing else in there?
I did not see anything. I may have missed it, Steve, but I did not see anything else in the envelope. I handed it to you, didn't I? Yeah, it's in the you deposited it.
Yeah,
in the trash can.
Because it definitely says, and my contribution to the...
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the...
I think the joke's on us.
I mean, if it is, very good, very nice.
Well played, sir.
But just so you're aware, Zeke, there was this little paper that your note was on, and a sticker. So, if there's like a check that's supposed to be in there, it's not going to be cashed.
Steve, you want to hit that music one more time while I get the big gift here?
Yeah, this might be one of the biggest gifts we've ever received.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Hey, folks, viewer mail time again. Oh, here's one from Sally, age 14. Dear Pig.
Bum, bum. Bum, bum. By the way, 4-H update from my wife. Yes. She was in 4-H gardening. Wouldn't that be 1G?
Yeah. I guess what are the 4 H's in 4-H?
How does gardening fit in? That's not one of the H's.
Horsery?
Horsery? Yeah. Houses.
Horsery? Houses? Horticulture?
And ham.
And ham. The 4 H's. I'll pay good money for a 4-H design. With horsery, horticulture, houses, and ham.
Is horsery like horse sorcery?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the image for the horsery portion of 4-H is a horse with a wizard's hat.
No, a horse looking into a crystal ball with its hooves up. So if anyone that still listens to this podcast has any artistic ability, we would like a shirt that just says the Steve and Kyle Podcast with a picture of that horse, and then on the bottom, 100% horsery.
And then also the 4-H design.
Yeah.
This is
from
a box from our friend Will Egan. And I apologize because Will has sent us gifts and items in the past, and I forget in my old age, Steve, my late 20s, what exactly those were. But this is a meticulously packed.
This was like a
rectangular.
This was a like drop ship type thing. He ordered this through a third party, had it shipped directly to us.
You need this to ship any Jeep garbage out?
I'm good.
Okay. No offense.
Just missed it. Okay, that is packed very well. Very well.
Yeah, I am going to slowly unwrap it and hopefully...
Okay, so it's a box within bubble wrap.
Very secure.
I like this. I like it already.
If you need shipping lessons, go to whoever Will Egan used. There's 2 boxes here, Steve. Why don't you grab one?
Oh, boy. Okay, now these looks like the size of a medium-sized book.
That's right. Let's open these
open them at the same time, or you want to go... Do we do them at the same time?
I think same time,
because if it's the same thing...
Based on the size, I'm guessing they're the same or incredibly similar.
Okay, this looks like some kind of clear plastic plaque. Oh,
look at this.
Wait a minute. Did we get major awards here?
Well, we didn't, but we have awards.
Okay.
Oh, finally.
Oh, look at this. It's even got a
These are gorgeous.
All right, the Steve and Kyle Podcast Pole Badness Tournament 2022 winner is Annette's Etsy shop, just her slamming airplane-sized bottles of booze to get away from Steve. Number 3 in the patently absurd division.
My goodness. And the 2021 champion.
Oh, so we have one from last year, too.
Were the apostles known for chiseling the word boobs into rocks. A number 1 seed in the religion division, Steve.
Wow.
Well, this is a delightful gift that will be prominently displayed. Can you put this next to it? We will get...
I mean, I kind of want one to be up there so I can just look at it all the time. Like,
well, what's going to happen is eventually when we get... when we upgrade, and spoiler alert for the long term, when we upgrade and get cameras in here, video cameras,
yes,
these are going to be prime real estate.
Oh yeah,
in shots.
Boy, this is. I just need to hold it. It's like the Stanley Cup. I need to hold it above my head.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can't do that unless I was part of the winning team.
You wouldn't want to feel stupid.
Yeah. No. Huh. Were the apostles known for chiseling the word boobs? And can you imagine the person that had to input this into a computer? like to cut this thing or laser it or whatever they had to do.
What's very funny is we both know a guy pretty well who probably could have done this for us in the blink of an eye.
Oh, yeah.
And
You're talking Cy Nolan Ryan Young.
Yeah, and you and I were just simply too lazy and never once discussed it.
Yeah.
And did it. And we waited more than 1 year for 2021 to do anything about it.
We're too proud to ask.
Right.
Directly. I mean, I want the satisfaction of knowing that he listens. He doesn't. But I want that satisfaction anyway. Boy, this has been a big day here. Tea taste tests, viewer mail time. Thank you so much to Will. Thank you to Zeke.
My goodness, yeah. Boy, I love those. I love gift day.
Thank you to Jeff for the tea. Also, thank you to Jeff for being the head bearer at the Scranton Wilkes-Barre live show a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
And then sending it to Portland, Maine, even though it did not get there in time.
Right.
That is not at all your fault.
We thank you to a friend in Maine for holding the fat head at your house.
Yeah, I hope you at least got a picture of you with it.
Or signed it. It still traveled to you and, through your belongings. Yeah. And then us two idiots asked you to pay to ship it again after having it in your home for 48 hours.
Yep.
So, again, I do really feel bad about that.
Yeah, well, what can you do? Sometimes things are just out of your control.
Steve, one of the things that got in the way of our regular recording this week was Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How was your Mother's Day with your wife Annette?
It was good.
Your last Mother's Day as parents of one?
I know.
We are weeks away.
Possibly sooner than we think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'll get to that in a bit. But
puts you and I on the clock then, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Mother's Day was it was good. We hung out here at the house. What did we do? I know we did something during the day, but then I decided I wanted to cook dinner for my lady. So made the hell did I make? God, why can't I remember?
Well, if I know you guys, you celebrate holidays and standard meals, and you just turn them on their heads. So, if I remember right, Easter is typically veal chops,
lamb chops. Sometimes.
Lamb chops. That's right. And as we all know, the Steve family tradition around Christmas is the Feast of the Seven Fishes.
Did not do that.
Starting with cod, finishing at perch.
But we did salmon.
You did do fish.
For the first time this year, we did salmon. I became addicted to salmon last summer.
I'm kind of surprised you're a fish guy. But
I know.
I guess it makes sense. You've had health issues that you've adjusted your diet and the things you consume over the past 5 years.
Yeah, my health issues mainly being fat. That's about it. I was able to...
You like a fish?
I love salmon. How about you?
No, thank you.
Have you...
I'm not a fish guy in any regard.
Neither am I. That's the thing. I'm not a fish guy at all, but salmon is a very not fishy fish.
Okay.
And I'd like to invite you over to share a fish meal.
Yeah, we'll do that right after our meatloaf dinner and right after our steak dinner.
So you're in.
Yeah, the third time.
So I have to cook dinner for you
3 times.
3 times.
Well, listen, you're the one.
All right. Well, I mean, as long as I can come over to your house for a meal, right?
Yeah.
Like, what are you cooking up?
We'll do
dino nuggets or something.
So we'll do the first night will be some of our finest orange macaroni and cheese.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The second night, grilled hot dogs must be black.
Oh.
Char them, babies.
Is there anything you do correctly, like food wise? Do you ever taste any flavor?
The best way to cook and eat a hot dog is burnt. There's almost no other way that is.
Like anything else on the grill, a little bit of char.
Oh no,
is good. All right, I'll tell you what. I'm in. I'll do the elaborate meals. You can do the.
So again, I'm going to be
the college meals.
I'm going to be forced to suffer through meatloaf.
What I know is we have 6 meals together coming up in the near future. So,
all I know is the meals I'm making, Evelyn's going to love, and the meals that you're making.
Oh yeah, she's going to love basically a charcoal briquette on her plate.
Such a delight that first bite when some of that black char flakes off
lands
a little
on
bit.
Your shirt, and then your shirt is ruined. Yeah, boy, no. Everyone always talks about how they love charcoal for dinner. Delish.
Okay, so you cooked up some salmon,
Yeah, we
and
did.
apparently because you like salmon because you thought you were fat, now I have to try it. Makes a lot of sense when you track it that way.
I'm telling you, you'll enjoy it. It's very simple. It's not super fishy.
You put it on a bun with like some pickles or something, or how does that work?
No, you don't have a salmon sandwich with pickles. Do you want me to tell you how it's prepared? I'll tell you right now. It's very simple.
Sure.
All right. Take a piece of foil, lay it out on your countertop. Take a lemon, slice 3 or 4 slices of it.
I can't tell you why I agreed to this.
Lay it down first. Take your salmon. You have to skin it, of course. Peel the skin off.
So you're buying the fish like
Oh yeah,
off the dock?
not off the. Well, I mean off the
From the store,
off the
but-
dock at Aldi.
But like
Aldi.
it's got 2 eyes and everything still?
No. It's just a fillet.
Okay.
It's a fillet, but it still
And you
has.
still got to skin it.
Yeah, it still has. I'm sure you could buy it skinned. I don't think they have it. Though.
Christ, is there any other industry where you have to buy the food prepared? You still have to prepare it more? God almighty.
You can cook it with the skin on. I just don't prefer it that way.
Sure.
Put that on top of the lemons. Put a couple slices of lemons on top. Some fresh garlic, and then salt and pepper to taste.
Okay.
Roll it up into the foil, like seal the foil up. Put it on the grill, 375, 16 to 17 minutes, and it's perfect.
Okay, so you're not bringing it inside and then dropping it in the deep fryer.
No, no deep fryer.
So no breading on that.
No.
Not dropped in the oil at 400 degrees.
No ramekin of ketchup to dip it in.
I got to tell you, that doesn't sound very good to me.
I'm going to make it for you. And I'll tell you what, we'll bring some of your hot dogs. We'll put your hot dogs on the grill at the same time.
And see what gets done
We'll
first.
leave them on there for 17 minutes.
Well, see, for me, and the key is you don't need 17 minutes because you leave the grill on as high as it goes.
Right. You basically leave it on the setting where you lit it.
And then you check them once to make sure there's no flames. And then a few minutes later, go ahead and pop them babies off.
Right into your mouth.
A Steve and Kyle cookbook would fill me with delight. This one page is mine.
And pictures of us.
Yes.
Like a picture of you opening the grill and flames just billowing out like backdrafts.
I want a picture of me with an apron, turning to face and smile at the camera with a grill face open.
Yeah.
And charred hot dogs.
Yeah.
Next to it.
And of course, your apron has to have some kind of saying on it, but it just has to be like "shut up" or something like that, just because you're pissed.
Yeah, like don't touch the cook. Because what's the old saying? Kiss the cook.
Kiss the cook.
Is that can't be PC anymore, right?
Probably not.
Did we lose Kiss the Cook in the last 10 years? Did Kiss the Cook get Me Too'd?
Oh boy, that's a good question for the poll. So what did you do at the Kyle household for Mother's Day?
Well, Steve, we were in transit. This was a different
right.
Mother's Day. We this dates back a while. You know, as Reed grows up, he's 3.5 now, and a few times Katie and I have flown away on mini vacations. We never go away for typically more than 3 days.
Yeah, the long weekend.
Yeah, but last time we were on our way to Florida for haunted houses down at Universal Studios last fall.
Because you're children. Did I actually speak that out loud?
And when we're at the airport, we get kind of the 3.5-year-old voice and whiny voice of, I want to go Dinsey. Because he's trying to say Disney. And I thought, well, that's it. I'm never going to be able to fly again with him near me because I'll never want to leave. So
sure,
we had started planning some smaller vacations that we can drive to because we did as you have, a plane ride as an infant and a young toddler, but it's a little bit easier than when they're cognizant and more aware and a little more awake throughout it. So
we even did last summer. It was right when Evelyn turned, right around the time she turned 2, and she was pretty good for that so far too.
Okay. So we planned this one. I wanted to bring him to the water park, big water park that we have. That they have 20 around the. It's Great Wolf Lodge.
Great Wolf Lodge.
And
Going to the lodge.
Yes, and I know they have those and variations of that chain around the country, so everybody knows.
It's kind of like Six
about.
Flags, where each one has might be named slightly different.
Yes. And so we went up there. We were there for the weekend, so it was Mother's Day wasn't a big day or to do because we were driving home, and then we had everything that you have to do when you get home: laundry, home, prepare for work the next day, etc. I honestly don't. I think we had pizza. I think I ordered pizza for pickup. So what had happened, and I'm glad you brought this up, because I had bought Katie a gift. Mm-hmm. I needed to go. I always feel weird. So this was a gift certificate for something. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I always feel a little bit weird not having really anything else for. Yeah. So what I did is I had to go to the store. So I went to the store. I wanted to get a card. Mm-hmm. And while I was there, I was going to get her either something to make the bag or the gift a little more filled out. Right.
Yeah. So there's something physical.
Yes. There. Yes. And I was looking for one of those either gigantic chocolate bars, something like that. And I decided on, I think it was a 1.5 pound bag of gummy bears. Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, probably 8 inches tall. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
I was there with Reed because he demanded to come with me.
Sure.
And we walked to the checkout. There's one self-checkout operating and a bit of a line brewing. It's my turn. I've got that. I've got a few other things I needed. We needed, I think it was milk, whatever. A few other small items. So I'm kind of holding these few bigger things and trying to corral Reed up towards the checkout because he likes to scan everything. And so there's a card. These gummy bears, a few other items. Okay, buddy, put it up there and scan it. He scans the gummy bear, scans the cards. And from behind me is a single middle-aged woman. I shouldn't say single. Solo. I have no idea if she was single.
Yeah.
And this is one of those moments that I'm sure it's been referenced kind of on the radio show too, where you wish you react a certain way.
Mm-hmm. You don't think of the good line until
and so you kind of stew in it, and then this has been eating at me for 48 hours.
Oh boy, let me see.
So
can I guess?
Me and my 3.5-year-old son are there checking out.
Yeah, and this is on Mother's Day.
On Mother's Day.
On Mother's Day.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think set me off then?
Okay, it was either her. I'm leaning towards one, but I think there's a possibility of another. Mm-hmm. The slight possibility is that she's going to say something like, "Oh, you babysitting today?" When no, you're not babysitting. You're parenting your child.
Right.
Or something about how, what are you in the doghouse? Last minute gift shopping? Blah, blah, blah.
You're not too far off.
Okay. All right.
From behind me, this middle-aged woman says, "That's what Mom's getting for Mother's Day? Gummy bears?" And to her, maybe it's offhand. And to pat myself on the back, Steve, I handled it well. I did not. I was more taken aback.
Yeah.
Because, as you know, I do pretty much all I can in public to not talk to anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I walked past cashiers to go to the self-checkout to avoid any interaction at this place of business. And I turn around, and I'm still just more shocked than anything. And I just say, "Nope, gifts at home." Because I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. Boy,
I want... And so I get home, and what I want to say is... In my head, I'm like, oh, man, I should have told her, hey, keep that same energy when you see a lady buying a 6-pack of beer on Father's Day. You know what I mean? Because there's so many things to go through here. Yeah. One, you don't know it's for Mother's Day. Probably, sure. So that is what it is.
Another thing, you could just not say anything.
Correct.
You don't need to put your opinion into everyone else's.
You also
scenario.
don't know everybody's situation. Mm-hmm. You don't know if I'm barely scraping by and I'm just trying to do anything I can nice for the mother of my son.
Right. You don't even know if the mother of your son is still in your life at all.
Right.
For all she knows, there could be a scenario where mom's gone.
Right.
Dad, I know it's hard to believe, but there are some single dads too.
Yeah. And it was the day before our anniversary. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that's not 100% commonplace, but it could have been something small for an anniversary. It could have been just for my son.
Right.
Because he's a 3-year-old who loves gummy bears.
Or it could have just been your business. Again, going back to
Have you ever, and this is why, when you're in that age range, and you always have that fear in your head, maybe you went through this too when you're in your 20s, teens, whatever it was, Steve, not to put you on the spot, but you never want to go to the store and buy condoms, anything embarrassing.
Right.
And I had always assumed I was in my head more than what it probably was.
But person
now it happens here.
That person proves that you're not.
Yes, that they're staring at my cart or whatever I'm taking out of my basket.
Yeah. Oh boy, you handled it better than I would have.
But the problem is now I've been stewing on it for 2 days.
Yeah.
And Katie, when I told her after I gave her gift and the gummy bears, was just as perturbed, if not more than me.
Yeah.
So here's my question.
I don't know what I would have.
Not about the way I handled it, but am I justified in being perturbed or
absolutely.
upset? Okay.
Absolutely. You were judged unfairly.
Okay.
Somebody looked at something that they put pieces together that were not provided to them.
Right. And it's such a overstepping any type of boundary situation in my eyes. You don't know anything about any situation ever. Like you said, there's so many circumstances there that could have been different than the way it actually is.
Yeah.
Mother's not in the picture. Mother passed away. Whatever it may be. That is so bordering on me turning around and 4 years ago me would have turned around and given a why don't you mind your own effing business type of look or direct statement. I'm still taken aback.
I don't think you would have been in any way out of line to say something like that.
I'm mad again.
Because I would have looked at her and said, "Excuse me?"
Yeah, that's what I want to ask.
In my mind, I'm hoping that the look that I just gave and the tone maybe would have given her a bit of a brushback pitch.
Yeah, I think if you maybe squint one eye or both eyes and not give her a full look, but like an 80% look, excuse me?
Right.
Really denotes what you're trying to get across.
Especially crappy because she's doing it in front of your kid.
Right. And he's to the age now, granted, he's not 5 or 6 to where memories stick.
Right.
But he's 3.5, and there's a good chance we will go home and he's
going to repeat it.
Exactly.
Or he's going to say something about the lady at the grocery store.
Exactly. Or he feels weird about it. About, hey, Daddy, why she say that? Why she say that?
Yeah.
The kids at this age, and Steve, you know this, they're parrots.
Yeah.
They hear everything. Yeah. They retain things you don't think for a million years they would retain.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you would have done? Let's say it's you and Evelyn. And granted, part of this is also I'm a little bit frazzled.
Yeah.
We're home from a vacation. I have to go get their dogs from where they were staying at the dog daycare place. I have to stop at the store to get this, to finalize this, so my wife knows I still love her and care about her on this cherished Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So, and my 3.5-year-old, as I'm in the road, is screaming, crying, running down the driveway because I want to go.
Huh.
How do you think you react and maybe not identical, but in a similar situation where you get, and maybe it's not Mother's Day, maybe it's an anniversary, maybe,
I probably would have handled it very similar to you. I would have said, what? And maybe just kind of walked away. But I know for a fact I would have felt the same way you did as I'm walking out of the store. You feel that, that blood boiling.
Yes.
And do I go back? Do I go back and say something to her?
And that's the worst because she now thinks what she did is okay because I handled it acceptably.
Appropriately.
Where I don't want her to think that's okay. I'd rather have her go home to her husband, who probably, I can't imagine this is the first time she's probably chimed in on something that isn't her business. I want her to have to go home and say, can you believe what he said to me? And husband probably sitting in a recliner and just not even listening.
Behind the sports page.
Obviously behind a newspaper, slippers,
in his easy chair.
in the easy chair,
Yeah.
with a game on. Any game.
Not while the game's on.
Okay, I
Well,
just
you
wanted to
handled
make
that.
sure.
You handled that much better than I would.
Yeah, and I'm still stewing on it.
I don't blame you.
and
I would have every time I go back to that store, I'd look for that woman.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think I might drive back there tonight. And just hope to find her in the self-checkout lane.
Yeah.
Looking to possibly get something else and bust one off on her about, her parenting skills that she knows nothing about.
Oh, awful.
Infuriating.
So we're kind of up against it. Should we do the Marvel movie review?
Yes. Now, before we hit the music and everything,
Yeah.
I can only apologize because it's our annual Christmas episode today.
Oh, that's true.
And,
I think we're going to have to delay it.
And we're going to have to officially bump.
But don't worry. The good news is we're recording again in like 2 days.
I'm going to see you again probably tomorrow.
But we will get to the intense discussion of Christmas decorating because, as everybody knows, this is the most wonderful time of the year.
Yep, the third best time to start planning your Christmas display, as reported by Reuters.
Lights are the cheapest this time of year.
The best time to buy is the day after, or is, I believe, Black Friday.
Yeah.
The second best time is the day after Christmas. The third best time to get your Christmas decoration affairs in order, the first 2 weeks in May.
All right. But without further ado,
We had a big one this week,
this
Steve.
is a big one. 2017's Spider-Man Homecoming. I know that this is one that is near and dear
Yes.
to your heart.
Very
Hell, you
near
got it
and dear.
tattooed on you.
Yes, I have Spider-Man tattoos. I'm wearing a Spider-Man shirt right now. Coincidentally, this was the first solo introduction, Steve.
Yeah.
So I am very anxious to hear your thoughts and then discuss everything about it afterwards on 2017's Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay. Michael Keaton and his team were hired to clean up New York after the big battle. Wait. I was so confused when I saw Michael Keaton.
Did you think it was Batman?
I thought, oh, cool, they introduced Batman in this.
God, I hate you
So
so
I
much.
waited half of the movie for Batman to show up. Spoiler alert, there was no Batman. Spider-Man, he's kind of an Avenger now. Like, kind of, not officially, but he's really eager to get to work with the whole gang. His friend Ned finds out that he's Spider-Man. He convinces Peter to use his secret identity to get laid. Aunt May, really hot now. I thought that she was an old lady. Very happy that she was young. Peter finds the bad guys selling the alien tech weapons and tries to stop them. But a big vulture robot thing throws him in the river. Iron Man saves him. Hello, Iron Man. Peter tracks the bad guys to...
Boy, I feel like this was a step back. But that's okay. We got 30 seconds.
Peter tracks the bad guys to D.C., and Ned unlocks his suit's full potential. Ned keeps the glowy thing in his pocket, but it turns out it's a bomb, and it goes off in the Washington Monument. Spider-Man saves the day by catching the elevator with his webs. Now he tracks the bad guy to the Staten Island ferry, where he breaks up a big weapons sale. The weapon, though, goes off and cuts the boat in half. Iron Man swoops in once again to save the day. He welds the boat back together. Tony takes Peter's suit back. He's real pissed at him. Peter gets some balls and finally asks Liz to homecoming. Spoiler, Michael Keaton is her dad, so he puts on a bootleg Spider-Man suit, and the battle is on. They crash a plane, Keaton's wingsuit crashes, and Peter saves him anyway. Pretty stand-up dude. Happy shows up and takes Peter upstate to meet with Tony. He invites him to join the Avengers officially, but Peter says, nah, thanks, but no thanks. Hey, Pepper's back. That's cool. And that was 2017's Spider-Man Homecoming.
Woo! You were a mile a minute there.
Mm-hmm. I had to,
listen, you had to
look,
stay under the minute.
those last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Had to get it all in.
I feel like just listening to your reviews would leave a few gaps, but that's part of the 1 minute.
Look,
problem,
I have to take out some of the minutia.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you feel like I glossed over?
Well, there's no reference to how we got to Washington D.C. Not a lot of reference to Liz.
I'm trying to remember how.
I don't think you mentioned the letters M or J, let alone together to say MJ.
Oh yeah. I didn't know who that was until the very end when.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, right, because she's just a character. She goes by Michelle.
Michelle.
So that's part of the tease of the new modern Spider-Man.
I had a
they don't want you to know, or fans and people knowing, well, that Zendaya. But at that point, you look back at Zendaya, she wasn't Zendaya.
Yeah.
She was an up-and-coming Disney. She was a former Disney actress.
Yeah, it's because they kept kind of flashing back to her or focusing on her. And look, I'm the first to admit, I don't really know the whole origin Spider-Man thing. Like, I know Aunt May. I know.
Well, I'm glad you asked. So Peter Parker was a science nerd, and he went.
Oh yeah, he was going there for the decathlon or whatever, the science fair quiz.
Right.
I don't know.
They made Flash Thompson a bit of a bit character there. Made him kind of, instead of more of a bully, a real wealthy, stuck up
smart
kind
kid.
of snob. Yeah. A decent amount changed from Spider-Man lore to kind of make it more modernized. I mean, we weren't directly going with football jock bullies, science and math nerd here. So you're right on Aunt May.
Yeah.
Everything you said about her, which was one thing. Hot.
Marissa Tomei.
Yes.
Looks great.
57.
Wow.
57, which if you think about it, everybody's like, oh, Aunt May's supposed to be old. Because she is in the comic books.
Well, Aunt May was supposed to be, because wasn't she like 80 in the comics?
In the comics and in the first series of movies.
I mean, if she was truly his aunt,
correct.
That would be like his, mother or father's sister.
Yes.
She'd probably be closer to 50-something.
Yep. This is more
than 80-something.
Yeah, this is a modernized, more normal look at what an aunt's age range would be.
Yeah.
I don't mind anything they did to change. I love the purity of the old Spider-Man comics and the way they're displayed, but I'm also not some weirdo pushing the bridge of his glasses up saying you can't change her. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of the dog whistling going around when they initially announced Zendaya as Michelle, who people deduced pretty quickly is going to end up being a form of Mary Jane because 2017 back then, people still don't like black people and people of color. So this was a new take on a movie. So this was dangerous territory.
Yeah.
So this is a story or a character that had been told in movies 5 times prior with the 2 previous actors. You have the bit appearance in in Captain America: Civil War. Mm-hmm. Leading into this standalone feature. It is a Sony co-production, so it's only loosely associated with Marvel because they have limited number of appearances. Obviously, Iron Man is more of a co-star than kind of a background character here. He's really forward in this whole movie. I'm very excited, Steve, to hear your thoughts on 2017 Spider-Man: Homecoming, the first foray into the Marvel Universe.
Excited, huh?
Based on your review, I kind of have a feeling the way this is going to go.
Really? What are you thinking?
We're on a run here. Okay? Mm-hmm. We are dating back to Avengers Age of Ultron, which you reviewed in March. Mm-hmm. That got 1 thumb up and 1 thumb near 11 o'clock. And that right there,
that's pretty good.
That's no laughing matter.
Yeah.
That's high praise from a Marvelsman like you. Ant-Man, loved it, loved everything about it. You said I loved 3 times. Civil War, I think this might have been my favorite one.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Doctor Strange, I loved it, surprisingly. Guardians 2, I enjoyed it more than Guardians 1. It was good. We're on a run here that I have a bad feeling about. Your thoughts on this?
Really?
Yeah.
I got some problems.
I'm really tense. I don't like any of this. This could end the podcast.
Stan Lee cameos are getting pretty old for me.
Oh my God, he's dead.
I waited half the movie for Batman to show up. And there was no Batman.
Stan Lee cameos are getting kind of... How did you describe that? I'm sorry.
They're getting kind of old.
Okay. I just want to make sure I get this down. Your words about a dead man, creator of this character. I want to make sure I want to get him accurate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Kind of hacky, kind of campy.
Where did I have the movie for Batman?
Aunt May, fantastic. Loved her.
Okay, we're running out of room here.
I did like the web slingers.
Okay.
Is that bad?
That's fine. I mean, they would be the web shooters, but he is the web slinger. He uses web shooters, but you liked a piece that he holds on his wrist to shoot.
Yeah, I did. I thought that was okay. I will tell you the part that I liked about it the best is your reaction to my review right now. Because it is a complete fabrication.
Oh!
No space that makes me a happy guy. I'll give it a solid 9.
Hey!
Solid 9.
I'm happy to update this because, again, your review that I have written, which was going to hurt my feelings for eternity or until I deleted the spreadsheet.
Uh-huh.
Stan Lee cameos are getting kind of old for me. I waited half the movie for Batman to show up. Kind of hacky, kind of campy. Aunt May, fantastic. Loved her. Some of these are starting to read like a Donald Trump tweet. The more I write them out and read them, it's really stream of consciousness. And I need to caution myself against writing them that way.
I have to give credit where credit is due to our good buddy Rusty, the town drunk. I sent him a text the other day. I said, hey, man, I really liked Spider-Man Homecoming. Should I troll Kyle by telling him I hated it at the end of my review? He said absolutely. He said definitely mention it. I was like, all right, well, I need to get inside Kyle's brain a bit.
Yeah.
I need to know the things that he loves the most so I can say that those are the things that I hated the most. So I suggested telling him, I'm tired of that old guy cameo and everything.
He insulted a dead man.
He said he might punch you in the face for that one. He said Stan and Spidey are his North Star, so anything like that is like bashing the Bible.
The man is an icon. Created some of the most memorable characters in comic book and character history.
Yeah, it was his suggestion for the web slingers. So thank you to the town drunk Rusty. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. I think as we've talked about, I like the single character, like more origin story ones. I think a little bit better. I find him. I don't know. I just find him a little bit easier to follow. I'm not good at following complex 10 characters, all backstories.
Right.
I just like a good single character movie, and it was fantastic. I really liked it. I'm looking forward to.
How about the ending? The very ending.
I don't remember how. What was
opens the bedroom door?
Oh, and Aunt May sees him.
Shocking.
Yeah. So did that not happen?
No.
So she never knew that he was.
No,
Spider-Man.
That's happened in some comic book storylines.
Okay.
But for the most part, those have remained separate, and his aim has always been to keep those separate. So this was a shock.
I need to know about. It was the second post credits with Captain America when he came in and he said, "Hey kids, Captain America here to teach you about patience."
Mm-hmm.
And then he said something like, "Sometimes things don't work out exactly like you want them to work out, but the key is to be patient." Like, was there more of an expectation for that movie, or did they think that that people were going to be disappointed that a story didn't unfold more? Or
I don't think so. I think that was a play on, if I remember right, they had referenced Captain America doing like school videos.
Yeah.
Prior.
Yeah, because he was in there. He was in there like when they were in gym class.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't know if that was like a hyper focused. Like, don't worry, something big is going to happen in the next one.
Right. I don't think directly. I mean, there's always a lot you can kind of infer.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that was more of an acknowledgement and just one of the funny post credit scenes that Marvel usually.
I didn't know
fits in.
Look, the fact that I'm questioning and digging in deep to post-credit scenes, I feel is a big deal.
Right. Yeah, you're really getting in it.
It's funny, though. I had to, of all the weeks that I had to watch one on a DVD.
Yeah.
It was a week where I was like, oh, I'm traveling. I'll just watch it on the iPad. No, I won't. Not unless I'm paying $23 for like the Hulu Disney bundle where I could have watched it. So I took the DVD with me on our trip. Even though my computer doesn't have a DVD player, I thought maybe the hotel we're staying in will have a DVD player. It didn't. I thought maybe I can borrow a DVD player from the front desk of the hotel. Not possible either. So I ended up watching it once I got back from the trip.
There are so many Easter eggs in here. The very end scene, you see Michael Keaton in jail as well in one of the post-credit scenes.
Yeah, and he doesn't give up. He doesn't give up Spidey.
But he said he knows, so he's hanging on to that info. He also is talking to another criminal, Mac Gargan, who plays Scorpion in the comic book lore.
So he has
Scorpion.
The dude he's talking to. That's the guy who plays Nacho in Breaking Bad, right?
Happened to be Matt Gargan in this.
But he has not... That's the first we've seen him, right?
Correct.
Because I couldn't remember. I'm like, well, I know that's the guy from Breaking Bad. Am I remembering him from that, or was he in another movie that I had already seen?
Nope, that was it. It's there's a lot to unpack, a lot in this movie for Easter eggs, if you will, for a lot of Super Spider-Man fans. I'm thrilled you liked it.
Solid 9. I mean, of course, we don't know what that is. Is it the traditional 9 to 10?
Right.
Is it 9 to 14? Could be anything.
I'm happy to report that of the 3 Spider-Man solo entries, this one is third for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to get better.
Next week, Steve's 1-minute Marvel movie reviews. We'll be reviewing the 3rd solo entry from Thor Ragnarok. A lot of time with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
A lot of space.
Some Hulk.
Okay.
Actually, maybe the Guardians aren't in this one. I shouldn't have spoken that one.
Wait, Hulk's in it?
Hulk's in it.
I thought Hulk shot himself into space.
He did. You will see Hulk again in Thor
Did he go
Ragnarok.
over the Rainbow Bridge?
He's not a dog.
Rainbow Road. He's not a dog. Oh, boy. All right. We got to get out of here.
Yeah, we got to go.
I got to dump out this atrocious tea, but thank you, Jeff.
Oof. Thank you so much.
Can't be said enough. Also, appreciate you, Zeke, for sending
those
the sticker.
Just a delightful addition to the sticker wall. Again, we welcome all local flavor to the sticker wall there.
Once again, to clarify, there was no contribution.
I want to make it very clear. No dinero in the package.
And a big thanks
Will Egan.
To Will.
My goodness, what a gift. We will take some pictures of that, post those to our social media as well, to show off our new awards.
All right, we'll talk to you next week. Again, at Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. See you later.